Yep. Good morning, all of you. I welcome to the Python Batch 2 introduction session, the first session, the kickoff session. I warmly welcome all of you and wish you all the best for your happy learning and a great learning with Raj Cloud Technologies, the Python development training program. Before getting into introduction, I just would like to quickly show you the website of the Raj Informatica, Raj Cloud Technologies. So the Raj Cloud Technologies, the website is rajinformatica.com because it was started with Informatica. That's the reason it is with rajinformatica.com. But we have all list of courses now. Okay, you can see a lot many courses have been introduced, and then all the trending technologies which are rightly required in the IT industry in the demand right now. Okay. Yeah, when it comes to Python, you can click on the Python development program, Python course. It'll take you to the Python development training page where you'll get all the details of the contact details. You can see the quick glance of the major topics on the Python development training which you need to go through. Okay. And and you can also download the curriculum by providing your basic contact details. You can click on this download curriculum in the PDF format, and you can also see the different courses which we are offering here, and the buttons are the links available to enroll the courses. Okay, here as well, for each course, what is the the basic are the major topics, the glance of the major topics what we will cover as part of the course is also mentioned here. Okay, you can see what's a part of basic course, what is a part of advanced course, what we're covering. Okay, and the export course as well, and you have the contact information as well. Okay, you can either WhatsApp or call on these numbers. And there is a first batch introduction session. Okay, the demo session, not the introduction. I believe it's a demo session probably. The first batch, the demo session, is also being placed here for for the reference as well for the new joiners. Yeah. Yeah. Let me quickly take you through the the course offerings and the course highlights, and then I'll give you the Python introduction. Okay, why the Python development training? Okay, why the Python is trending now? What are the things we are going to learn? All that. Okay, and the basics of the Python programming language. So these are all things we'll discuss today. Just stay on. Yeah. Once again, I welcome all of you for the Python development training introduction. Yeah. So this is all about me. I'm Javeed. I have 17 years of experience. I'm into, multiple technologies and played different roles from developer to, senior developer to tech lead to architect and all. So I've been working as a, software architect or a system architect right now. And in Python, it's been 6-7 years of experience. And prior to that, I have multiple, technologies. So I worked with, the database related or the programming languages like .NET and other languages, and also the big data related stuff. Okay, and I've certified in, different technologies and the domains as well. So this is all about me, as a trainer. So what is my experience? What are my, expertise? Okay, just to give you a brief introduction about me. Okay. And about Raj Cloud Technologies, it's been, 5 years around. We have been in the training training company. So now we have all the trending technology training courses, and then after Informatica, the second course what we launched is the Python development training. Okay, and we have already completed the first batch. This is the second batch which we are kicking off today. Okay, and we have all experienced people like me with all the courses. That's the reason we have very good success rate for with all of the students in terms of their career transformation, in terms of their, the new job hirings. Okay, and then their salary packages, all that. Okay, so so I can say we are doing, pretty good. We're doing pretty well. The reason behind, we have pretty much experienced trainers with a structured quality content. Okay, and a defined uh, topics and the projects. Okay, interview preparation, all that. Okay, you'll come to know in the next slides what are the unique features of the training program of the Python development. Okay, this is all about Raj Cloud Technologies, and committed for to give you a better, the quality training programs. Okay, yeah. So as I just said, we have Python basics course, we have Python advanced course, and Python expert course. Okay. Python basics is of 10,000 course, and it goes around 1.5 month with 70 plus hours, and then it goes around 40 sessions. And Python advanced will be covering the front end and the back end. I mean, along with the Python basics, in both the Python fundamentals, database basics, and GitHub. And the API stuff is a Python Flask API, and the Django is a front end framework. So when I say front end framework, we should also be covering the HTML, CSS, JavaScript as well. Okay, and the course fee goes 20,000, and the duration will be 3 months. Okay, 160 plus hours. And Python expert will be covering the data science, ML, basics, and the natural language processing basics, artificial, neural networks, all that. Okay, so along with the Python basics and advanced, we'll be covering the data science and the data science, ML, basics as well in the Python expert. Okay, and then web scraping as well. Okay, so the course fees will be 25,000, and it goes around 4 months. Okay, but you don't need to worry about, so do I need to really spend 3 months, really spend 4 months? I mean, you don't really require, until unless you are starting from scratch. I mean, you don't know anything at all, and you're learning a programming language for the first time, then it really requires this time. Okay, 1.5 month for basics and 3 months for advanced and 4 months for expert. You're from computer background, and the basic stuff in any programming languages like C++, or Java, .NET, whatever it is. Okay, are you're already a front-end guy who knows HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and then you just wanted the Python flavor to transform into the Python full stack guy. Okay, so in any of these cases, you really do not require to spend this much of time, like 3 months or 4 months, because the reason is we have already spent for the first batch and cleared this, made the stuff ready available for you with the 90 sessions of, these are the 90 sessions of 90 sessions of the Python advanced course is already been done. Okay, so every session will have a, see, there's a first session of the introduction. Okay, so you'll have a clear material of, you know of every session. Okay, there's a PDF provided for the excuse me. And there's an installation, what you need to download. Okay, and install. All of that will be provided. Okay, every session will have a clear material for you. You can check out any session. Okay, like strings, there's a material for you. Okay, there's a material for you. This is the material for you on the strings. Very clear material. It goes from very basic to a advanced level. Okay, and covering all the topics to a good extent without leaving anything. You'll end up by learning that you have covered lot many things in the Python, and you don't need to look back any time in your career. You don't need to look back at all. You don't need to check any website. What is this concept? What is the syntax? What is the example? What is the sample code? Anything sort, anything that sort, because the material is provided for everything, very clean and very clear. Okay, so this is how we provide for any session. Okay, what is the concept? what is it, what is the syntax of it, what is the basic example. Okay, like that for every session, we have a clear material. And I'm also filling the assignments as well. Some of the topics, are the majorly like 60 70 60-70% topics have not been filled with assignment because we daily practice then and there. Okay, it's been only 10-15 minutes of theory, and rest of all the entire sessions will be the real time hands-on, practice oriented sessions. It's not theoretical sessions at all. Okay, it's completely practice oriented day-to-day sessions. No theory. Theory is just a 10-15 minutes of session, 10-15 minutes of time just to show you what is the concept, what is the syntax, and what is the sample example. And that sample example, of course, we practice. Okay. So, and the assignment, as I said, I couldn't do for the first batch because of the time constraints. And I used to practice, we used to practice as much as possible, as I said, in the class itself. Okay, that's the reason. uh, but from, I try to fill up the assignment for the topics which we missed in the first batch, and I'll also, we'll also re-upload these materials, these assignments to the first batch people as well. Okay, that we already promised to the first batch. Whatever we miss in the first batch in terms of assignments or any other extra things which we take forward from the second batch, that all will be uploaded for the first batch. Re-upload the materials for the first batch guys as well, so that they shouldn't miss, because the people will have the access of at least 1 year. So it's been lifetime access, but for the first it will be given 1 year access for all the materials, for all the recorded sessions. Okay, so you will have plenty of time to go through and then prepare yourself and get ready for the interview interview, or your career transformation, or your you know or your uh, or your new projects which is coming in, anything that sort. Okay, you can open anything, any session you can open, you'll have a clear material. See, look at the practice, how much we have done in the session itself. None of the practices, none of these things have been given outside as an assignment. It's all practiced within the session, okay, in front of you. Okay, and this is the material. So it's been a clear material. What is it? Okay, what is it? Started from, this is the introduction session, which I'll be explaining. I'll be starting from what is programming language. That means the development program, the Python development program fits for anyone who started from scratch, who doesn't know any programming language, because we're starting from what is programming language and how it works, from there to, okay, the basic fundamentals of Python development, Python programming language, all core fundamentals. Okay, and then we'll get into slowly the Python and the MySQL integration, and Python and Flask, developing a Flask application, Flask API with the Python, and developing a web application with the Django. Okay, so we'll be slowly learning the Python, frameworks and and the modules. Okay, if it is expert, we'll be learning the NumPy, Pandas, scikit-learn, and all that for the data science and machine learning stuff. Okay, so slowly we'll be learning from very basic core fundamentals to other modules and other frameworks of the Python. So it fits for anyone, from from a fresher to experience level of 10-15 years as well, because the material, the practice, the projects which will be given for you will be a full-fledged, and you will never need to look back anytime in your career to learn that concept or look for any website. Okay, that is my responsibility, which I looked already, made this material, crafted for you. No need to look back anytime, anywhere. Just go through this material, look at the session, okay, practice it. That's all for you. That's all. No need to do anything. Okay. So this is a, the object-oriented programming language material as well. Very clean, very crisp. Okay. All these, let me zoom it a little bit for you, if it is visible. Okay, so it's been clearly every concept, every example. Okay, with the syntax, with the code sample is provided for you. Okay, nothing is left. No topic is left half baked or just like that. It's fully covered. Okay, it's fully covered with the proper material for you. Okay, this is a multiple inheritance. Any session you can open, any session. Okay, this is the OOP session. Okay, similarly, okay, anything you can open any session, even the Flask RESTful API you can open. Material. Okay, so these are the projects with the Flask, the banking API. Okay, how to consume, creating a Flask API with the MySQL integration. Okay, for a banking API, and we'll also have the consume API as well. Okay, how to consume the bank API. It's all, it will be done in the project, in the session only. Okay, nothing out of the box. Okay, or nothing will be given it for you to do it for yourself. Okay, so everything will be done in the session itself. Okay, there's the Postman integration, routes, and API. I'm looking for the material for the Flask. Part 1. Yeah, there's a material session notes for the Flask RESTful API docs. So during the session, if at all anything to be explained with the diagrams, okay, with the notes, all that will also be explained, something like this for you. Okay. Okay. Now, and then as I said, if it is Django, we, if it's a front-end framework, we should learn the basic things like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But we have covered extensively without leaving, anything. So most of the stuff is covered here. Like there is a HTML basic for you. Okay, all the topics have been covered with the 10 sessions. There's a clear material. Okay, with the clear material on all the topics with the sample thing. Okay, you can see from it started from very basic. What is HTML? It's from there to extensively we covered all the topics. Okay, with the sample, with the attributes available. Okay, and all this will practice then and there in the session itself. It's not that just showing up the material for you. Okay, so you have clear material for the HTML as well with a 51 pages. Okay, similarly we'll also have it for the CSS. Okay, the basic CSS stuff. Okay, and HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript as well. The JavaScript was extensively covered with 20 sessions. So all the topics with good amount of practice have been done, which will be useful which will be useful for you to learn anything. I mean, any JavaScript framework. Okay, any JavaScript framework. It can be your Express, it can be your Angular, whatever JavaScript framework you can happily learn, because that much JavaScript knowledge has been given here. It started from what is JavaScript and the history of it. From there, we have covered everything. It's been around, I think, it's been around see, look at 120, 140 pages. So we have covered everything. Okay, session by session, we will have the material, but at the end of the session, you'll have the entire material. So as and when which topic we'll cover, okay, that material will be there. You know, s- starting from the first session itself. So it has everything. The end material session will have the everything. Like that, similarly for the Django also, the Django framework also I have shown. Okay, this is the Django sessions which we have done to cover all the front-end framework stuff. Okay. So this is the Django sessions, around 10-15 sessions we have done it for Django. And this is the material, the last material I'll show it for you. Okay. So the Django has been covered also fully, from what is Django to the front-end framework with all the topics, the, the templates inheritance, authentication, okay, the admin interface, all that. So it's been around, I think, the 100 pages of the material, okay, with very clear, crystal clear, with the samples, with the project steps, how to create a project with the clear steps. Okay, you'll have a clear step for the project creation as well. So look at here, how to create a project. Okay, so there's a clear step, one by one is being provided for you with the screenshots. Okay, look at here, how to create a project with the CRUD operations. Very clear. Okay, so it's been explained step by step with the screenshots, with the sample code. Okay, it's kind of spoon feeding. Okay, giving you a banana. Okay, so it's like that. The material is pretty much crystal clear with a spoon feeding style, which would work for anyone. Okay, so every session will be recorded. The material will be provided. The practice, whatever we practice, okay, whatever we practice during the session with along with the material, that will be provided. Say, for example, there's a project for a this project, what we done during the session will also be uploaded for you. So look at here, this is a forms project. Okay, the project will also be uploaded for you. So the material, the daily practice, what we do, okay, to understand the concept and do the sample projects, okay, all that, to do the real-time projects, all that will be uploaded for you, and which will be accessed completely for you for a first 1 year. Okay, and you can also extend, based on your need. Okay, it's been lifetime, but it's up to you how many years you want to, how many months or how many years you want to get it, based on a need basis. So what I want to quickly tell you is, so we'll have a clear material with the recorded sessions, with the clear materials, okay, with the daily practices, what we do on any session, okay, like this, the operators practice for anything. So, and the projects will be uploaded. Okay, so you have a crystal clear material, practices, projects, and a recorded video, so that you don't need to look back any time in your career to, you know, to to learn the Python. Once this training program is done, you're done with learning Python, Python development training. Okay, maybe the advanced topics are very advanced topics, case to case, the project's basis you may require, because everything cannot be put in 3 4 months, because the things will change. Things will, things, the complex things will change. The implementation will change. Okay, the modules will be differ when it comes to project to project. It varies. Okay, that's where you may need to put in some extra effort to look. But overall, for a Python development guy, the core fundamentals, the frameworks, the Flask, Django, okay, and HTML, CSS, JavaScript, basic stuff, okay, and the data science libraries and the basics, the basic understanding of how to use all of these things, and the projects, you never need to look back. Only the advanced topics, apart from what's been covered here, apart from this, only those things you need to look back. Otherwise, you don't need to look back at all. Okay, so this is what the assurance from the Python development program as a trainer I will give you. Okay, and it's been already proved and already been, delivered for the first batch people. So from the second batch onwards, it is pretty much easy for you, because all the sessions will be readily available. You really do not need to spend this much time, because the people who knows HTML, CSS, JavaScript, they don't need to look those 30 40 sessions. Okay, they just need to get into Django. And who knows already Python development program, like what is variables, what is functions, all that, they can quickly finish go through the material quickly, understand that, and execute the the practices. They don't need to look all the videos of 90 sessions. Okay, so which are all only required, they can go through those sessions. Okay, which are all only required, they can join those live sessions. Okay, so the live sessions will be parallelly going on for you on the major topics, on the doubts, on the projects thing, all that, and the interview preparation as well. Okay, you'll come to know. So these are all the uh, tools and the libraries we'll be covering as part of this. Okay, so these are all the uh, Python libraries we'll be covering as part of the program. It can be the data science libraries or the uh, machine learning libraries or the Flask library and the front-end framework, Django, SQL Alchemy for the Python and SQL Alchemy integration database, all that. Okay, and the tools we will be learning: the Jupyter, PyCharm, Visual Studio, Postman, Git, GitHub, MySQL, Nginx and GUnicorn, Linux, and all that. Okay, so we'll be learning all these things without any doubt. Okay, as are in the this is part of the program. This is included in the development training program. Okay, so the agenda of the course is to train you the best way, start from basics to the experience level with all the topics without leaving anything, with a clear material, with a clear practice, with the projects, with the interview preparation. So I just would like to make you confident enough to work anywhere. That's the reason we have included GitHub. We have included, the unit testing stuff. We have included, uh, the projects. We have included interview preparation. Okay, and we've also included deploying it with Nginx on the Linux environment, because without knowing all these things, how to write a unit test, how to manage your code with the GitHub, okay, and how to, without knowing database and without knowing developing projects, integrating with the database, all that, you'll end up with you'll end up with you just know Python and you don't know how to develop projects. So the agenda is you should be able to develop the projects from the day one without asking anyone, without depending on anyone in your team, or with your friends, or you don't need to depend on anyone. Okay, after this program, right away you should be able to create projects, develop projects. Okay, if at all you get any doubts to implement any complex things, then you need to look into the, internet, to understand, to take the code snippets, to take the, to understand the concept. Okay, which is not covered here. But ultimately, this program is to make you, is make you, is make you, is make you understand to make you understand the all the concepts with the good practice, with the good uh, good projects, the sample stand, the real-time projects, and the interview preparation, which will be helpful for you either as a fresher, either as an experienced guy, either a career transformation or the project transformation from, you're getting into new Python projects, all that. Okay, that's how the the we take you through the course and agenda of this course. Okay, so how do we manage this course? We'll be having the practice groups created for you. You can collaborate together, and the practice yourself apart from what we practice here. Okay, so, and there is a main group created for you for the Python batch 2, and it will be notified daily on the session basis on the material uploads, record, video uploads. Okay, all that. And you'll also have the practice groups. Okay, it's been proven strategies and proven way of structure. How do we manage the course? So you'll have the uh, live sessions. You'll have the recorded sessions readily available. You'll have the you have the batch groups created for you and the practice groups created for you. you can collaborate within yourself, and then start practicing, clearing all your doubts. But of course, you do not you do not get much doubt, because the material is pretty much clear for you. Okay. You don't need to spend much time on that. But if at all you still get anything, okay, you can ask in Python Batch-2 main group, or in the practice groups. I'll be able to reply, or your colleagues will be able to reply. Okay. And that's how we do that. And at the end, we'll also have the interview preparations, and the the sample resumes also will be given it for you. So altogether, it's a very well structured program, and the proven way of doing what we have been experiencing from last 5 years. Okay, the best practices to put in for you. Okay. And the timing, just don't mind on the timing. I just would like to know from you, okay, on which timing you'll be comfortable, either the morning or the evening. Okay, I just started with the morning for today, but please feel free to reply in the group chat. Okay, Karthik, Naveen, can you please unmute? Can you please allow the students to you know chat here in the group if they are allowed? Okay, that's fine. If it's not, please allow them to chat. Okay, ping your preference of timing, whether you want in the morning or in the evening. First batch we did it for the evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's why the session, the slides are still there, still the same thing. Okay. Okay, just give your preference here, because for sometimes the working people are asking, we can't get into the morning session. It's quite difficult for us. That's why we have managed to do 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the first batch. Okay. Yeah. And for any access related, all that, the Raj Cloud Technology staff will be, for any technical things, any for joining sessions, or live joining live sessions, or, for the course enrollment, or the after course enrollment, to look through your sessions, in the recorded sessions, downloading materials, all that, any technical glitches, any technical support you want, you can always contact. Okay. It's the WhatsApp or direct call, anything you can, any sort of communication, you can get in touch with them to resolve the things as quick as possible. They will be there for you always. Okay. Yeah. And these are our contact details to get in touch with us on any of these numbers. And I have already shown you the website as well for the Raj Cloud Technologies. This is the rajinformatica.com, and for Python also, there's a Python online development training. Okay. Page is already available. I have already shown that. And kicking off just today. Okay. Okay, today is the first introduction session. Okay, that's all about the quick introduction about the course offering and our expertise. Okay, now we'll understand. Okay, what is the Python, and what are the basics of the Python, and the jargons in the Python programming language, all that. Okay, so meanwhile, okay, can you please, I just wanted to give you a pass for 5 minutes. Okay. Uh, just ping me your preference timings meanwhile. Okay, I'll pause the recording for you. Yeah. Now let's understand what is Python. Okay, so what are the features of the Python, all that. Okay, Python is an object-oriented, high-level interpreted programming language. Okay, and it's been introduced as a first version in 1991 by Guido van Rossum. Okay, it is an object-oriented, high-level interpreted programming language. No worries, we'll learn what is object-oriented programming language, what is high-level programming language, what is interpreted language, all that. Okay, just stay on. And this is the history of the Python versions when it got released, all that. Okay, the first version got released in, 1994, 1.0. It's been introduced in 1991, the first version, but 1.0 has been released in 1994, and then 2.0 and 3.0. Right now it is 3.11 or 3.12. Okay, so the 3.12 is the latest version which is currently going on in the Python. Okay, so this is the history of the Python, who has introduced, when it got released. Okay, what is of type, what kind of programming language it is. So in order to learn what is high-level programming language, we should be knowing what is low-level programming language. What is low-level programming language? So the low-level programming language is the programming language, is the set of instructions which is readily understandable by, which is directly understandable by the your computer hardware, your computer hardware. So that means it should be a, the people from the uh, electronics background, the computer science background, they must have done the your microcontrollers, microprocess labs, where they will feed the instructions, the microprocessor or microcontrollers instructions. Okay, so it's nothing but the assembly language. It's nothing but the machine language, what we feed to the processors to understand directly by the processors, directly by the hardware. So the low level language is nothing but a machine language, is a assembly language, which is directly understandable by the computer hardware, by the processors, by the controllers, what is there in your computer. Okay, so that's the low level language. Okay, and people, as I just mentioned, the people from the computer background, they must be knowing the you know the uh the microprocess instructions, how does it look like. Okay, other people just remember, it's a machine language, it's an assembly language. Okay, understandable by the computer hardware, it'll be like this. Okay, it'll be, instructions will be like this, and it'll be converted to ones and zeros, because ones and zeros will only be understandable by the computer hardware. Okay, ones and zeros will only be understandable by the computer hardware. Why ones and zeros will only be understandable by the computer hardware? What is computer hardware? The computer hardware contains what? It contains transistors and diodes from the electronic side. Okay, it contains transistors and diodes. What transistors and diodes will understand? It understands only ones and zeros. What is ones and zeros? It's a power off or power on. If you know if it's power on a diode or a transistor, it's a 1. If it is power off, it's a 0. Okay, so either it's a memory or it's a processor. It's made up of transistors and diodes, which understands only power off and power on. That means ones and zeros. That's the reason the programming language, the low level language, the assembly language, the machine language, okay, will be converted to ones and zeros, which is understandable by the computer hardware, because the computer hardware understands only what? Ones and zeros. Okay, ones and zeros. Now, the high level programming language is what? It's just it's just a programming language with a readable format by the any developers, by any by any uh, by any programmers, which is easy to write, easy to construct program, easy to create projects. Okay, and which is not understandable which is not directly understandable by the computer hardware. So the high level programming language is understandable by the developers, understandable by the programmers. Okay, write a function, print the message, write a class. Okay, implement the inheritance. These all the programming language syntaxes, which makes us to understand very easily, which is readable. Okay, which makes us to write the code easily. If at all someone asks us to write assembly language, okay, it's quite difficult. If you see the instructions, okay, if it is if it's from the computer's background or the electronics background, they can quickly resemble, quickly remember the instructions. Move, XOR, add, sub for subtract, and all these instructions. But if at all, if I tell this to any other non IT background people, they will not even understand what are these instructions. How can we construct these instructions? Okay, so what are these ones and zeros? What is this machine language? It's quite difficult for them. But if I say the high level programming language, can you print a message on the console? Okay, they will. What is the statement for the printing a message? It is just a plain English that print, put a parenthesis and give a message in the double quote. Okay, print welcome to Python. That's all. Is it a machine language? No. If somebody asks to write a class with the attributes of a customer and bank customer, or the bank customer, and the actions are the day-to-day tasks what he does in the bank. So we will just create a class customer and write attributes like name, age, uh, the gender, date of birth, balance, all that, and we'll write the functions like deposit, withdraw, uh, apply loan, apply credit cards, all these things. Okay, so these are the actions, are the tasks what a customer does in the bank. Like that, any banking employee, he will have he'll have the clear the checks, take the process the loans, grant the loans, take the reports. All that his will be the banking employees functions. And banking employees attributes will have the age, employee ID, branch, all that. Okay, so creating a class, writing a function, printing a message, all that is kind of plain English instructions. Plain English. Okay, it's just have some syntax with the English instructions. Okay, it looks like a text with some syntaxes. So this is readable, this is understandable by the programmers, by the developers, not by the machine, not by the computer hardware. Okay, not by the computer hardware. Then what happens to the high level programming language? The high level programming language should be converted to the machine language. So what is a machine language? It is a ones and zeros. So the high level programming language should be converted to the machine language, ones and zeros. Okay, then only it is understandable by the machine. So I write a class, I write a function, I write a false condition here, and this should be converted to machine language, which is a low level language, which is understandable by the computer hardware. Okay, so high level programming language is understandable by the developers, by the programmers, not by the computer. Computer understands only machine language. That means our high level programming language should be compiled or should be converted to the machine language, which is ones and zeros, because only ones and zeros will be understandable by the computer hardware, because computer hardware contains what? Diodes and transistors. What diodes and transistors understands? It understands only ones and zeros. Okay, what is one and zero? One is a power on, zero is a power off. That's all it understands. So all together, whatever programming language what we write, not only the programming language, you save anything in the memory, whatever it is, you write, you execute any application, anything. Okay, either using RAM or ROM or the processors. Okay, it all about diodes and transistors. It all about ones and zeros. It's all about power off and power on. That's all. Okay, so the instructions what we give to the computer need to be converted, has to be converted to the machine language, ones and zeros, ultimately to understand by the computer hardware. Okay, so writing a programming language, creating a project with assembly language with the ones and zeros is quite difficult. It is not understandable by us. That's the reason people developed, the computer engineers developed the high level programming languages to write the programs, to create the projects, okay, using C, C++, Java, Python. All these are examples for the Py, for the high level programming language. Okay, yeah. Now I believe you understood what is low level programming language, which is machine language, what is high level programming language, and how it works. Okay, yeah. Now we have seen one more thing as Python is an interpreted language. So what do we mean by interpreted language? If at all we understand, before understanding interpreted language, we should be knowing what is compiled language first. What is compiled language first? So compiled languages are converted directly into machine code, okay, directly into machine code that the processor can understand. Okay, so if you write any programming language using C, C++, or Microsoft.NET C Sharp, or VB.NET, or COBOL, those are the examples of compiled programming languages. Before running, you need to compile the programming language. When you compile it, it will be converted to your binaries, your DLLs, okay, your binaries, your assemblies. We will call them assemblies. We'll call them binaries. Okay. So the assemblies contains what? Assemblies contains ones and zeros. Ones and zeros. Okay, which is machine language. Understandable by the processor, understandable by the computer. Okay. So the compiled programming languages will be compiled, will be converted to the machine language, okay, as ones and zeros, which is called binaries, which is called assemblies of your project. Okay, now then what is the and those compiled assemblies, compiled binaries, you can execute, okay, you can execute on that machine. Then what is interpreted language? Interpreted language is something that on the runtime, the programming language, the instructions will be converted dynamically. That means there is no compilation step. You will directly run the program. The interpreters will convert your programming language on the execution time, on the run time. You don't need to compile them. You can directly execute the interpreted programming languages like JavaScript, Perl, or Python. Those programming languages instructions will be executed directly by the computer, but during execution, during running, the interpreters will convert the programming instructions line by line, whichever is required for the execution, line by line. Okay, so how many times you run, that many times it will execute. It will change, it will convert to machine language. So if it is a compile, you will compile it, the machine code is ready and ready to run. If it is interpreted language, okay, something like Python, PHP, or JavaScript, okay, it is ready to run. It is ready to run. You run it. When the first statement is executing, the interpreter will convert to machine language. When the second statement is executing, the interpreter will convert to machine code. Okay, so the interpreted programming language is ready to execute at the runtime, but during execution, the interpreters will convert line by line at the runtime. So how many times you run, that many times it has to convert to machine language. But if it is compiled language, you know you need to compile only once and it is ready and you can execute anytime. That means what you can think of, the compiled programming languages are pretty much faster because it is readily available for the execution, because you compiled already, the machine code is readily available. You can execute on the computers directly. But if it is an interpreted language, at every time when you run, every instruction has to be converted to machine language during execution. So it will be a little slower, okay? That you need to remember, that you need to remember interpreted programming languages are slower than the compiled programming language. But what is the advantage you get out of it is, the advantage what you get out of it is you get platform independent. What is that? Platform independent or the computer independent. Computer independent. So what is a platform independent, or the hardware independent, or the computer independent? If I say, if I create a program on my computer, I have Windows 11, Intel i7 processor. Okay, so this is my computer configuration, hardware configuration. Okay, this is my platform. So what is the OS? What is the processor? Okay, what is the motherboard? So this is called a platform of your machine. Okay, so the operating system, your hardware of your machine, okay, will be called as a platform. Will be called as a platform. So what do we mean by platform independent, platform or computer independent? If I create a programming language on my machine, which is having a Windows 11 and a processor i7, I compile my programming language. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just quickly write a note for you. Okay. So this is platform independent. So this is what we wanted to learn. If I explain orally, you may not be able to understand. So computer 1, which is mine. So I have Windows 11. I have Intel i7 processor. Okay. 64-bit. Okay. So on my computer, okay, on my computer, I will write a program, okay, using C#. Okay. So when I compile, what happens? It converts to what? Machine language. It converts to machine language. Okay. So what is machine language? Ready to execute. So how machine language will be converted? How machine language will be created? Okay. Will be created. It's based on platform. So what is platform of machine? What is platform of machine? Platform of machine is OS and I'll say operating system and hardware. So based on your platform, it will be converted to the machine language. So this is my platform. Okay. So when I compile, the OS, the compiler knows that I have a Windows 11, I have this processor. So I need to convert. Okay. So the machine language, okay, converted on computer, on computer 1, is based on, okay, on computer 1 machine language converted in computer 1 will be understandable by the okay processor which is i7, okay, processor i7, Intel i7. So the machine language which got converted on the computer, okay, so machine language which got converted on computer will be understandable by the processor 1, okay, processor i7 after, okay, after compilation. So if I take this programming language, if I take this machine language, okay, if I take this machine language on computer 2, which has Windows 10, okay, Windows 10, say Intel i3 or Intel i3 32-bit processor, or you can say computer 3, Windows 7, okay, say Intel P4 processor or AMD Athlon processor, okay, or if you take on the computer 4, with Intel P4 processor, will it run? Can you please answer me? Okay, if I run the above machine language, above compiled code, okay, on computer 1, okay, on below machines having different platform, okay, will it run? Or no? Will it run? Can you please answer me? Will it run? It won't run, okay, on below machines. It won't work. Why? Because the machine language, okay, is different from each hardware, each processor or hardware. Okay, so the machine language which got created for the Windows 11 and i7 processor will not work for the Windows 7 and AMD Athlon processor, and the machine language which got created on this will not work on Windows 11 and i7, because the compiled language, the machine language which got converted based on your computer platform, what processor it has, because the machine language should be understandable by that processor. If you create something else, it will not be understandable by the processor. It has to create a machine language ones and zeros, which is understandable by the processor which is there on your machine. Okay, if you take that machine language which is understandable by the one processor i7, we will not be understandable by this processor, another processor of another type, because the reason is the instructions, the assembly language instructions for the processor varies from one processor to another process. It will not be the same. That's the reason the compiled languages which are compiled on one computer, okay, which are having a having a different platform, or a compiled language which is compiled or which is converted to machine language on one computer will not work on another computer having a different platform. What does it mean? It means it's a platform dependent. What does it mean? Okay. Compiled programming languages are platform dependent, are machine dependent. Okay, it's a platform dependent or a machine dependent. Okay, machine dependent. But if I say the interpreted programming language, what is it saying? I can run on any machine because interpreted language is ready to run. No compilation step. No compilation step. It is ready to run. It is ready to run. While running, while running, it will convert to machine language. When it converts to machine language, of course, it knows, it understands the computer platform, what is the OS, what is the hardware, what is the processor, and based on that, it will convert. You don't need to compile them. You can straight away run instruction by instruction. The interpreters will convert based on the computer platform. Okay, based on the computer platform. So what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? It means whereas interpreted programming languages run, execute directly on the machine by the interpreters, by the interpreters, by the interpreters, okay? By the interpreters. It is, those become platform independent, platform or machine independent programming languages. Okay, so the interpreted programming languages execute directly on the machine by the interpreters. So those will become platform independent programming languages. Okay, platform independent programming languages. So that's the advantage what you get from the interpreted programming language than the compiled programming language. So compiled programming language is something that you need to compile first, then only you can run. When you compile, it will compile based on the machine configuration, machine platform. Okay, that will not work on another computer with a different platform. But whereas interpreted language, you can write program on any program, you can take it to any computer and you can run. You can run. Okay, so there is no platform dependency for the interpreted programming language, which is very good, right? Yeah. Now, so what is object-oriented programming language? So object-oriented programming language is something that any real-time business application or any real-time business, any company day-to-day business, you see that as a real-time objects having set of properties, okay, and set of behaviors communicating each other to run the business, to run the company. You can take any business. It can be say bank. In the bank who are all will communicate. You can, which objects you can see, the objects are something which are which you will able to see them, which you will be able to see them physically, having some set of properties and showing some behaviors. Okay, which all the physical objects you can see? You can see the customers. Basically, you can see the people. Who are those people? You can differentiate those people as customers and the bank employees. Okay, those are the physical objects who are communicating each other with, to perform the banking business. with whom they talk. They talk with, they talk each other, uh, you know, they talk each other in person, orally. They also talk with the computers as well. The computers also having the objects, okay? Computers are nothing but the objects. They're also, interacting with the objects, as interacting with the computers as well, okay? So with whom physically they interact, okay? Having some, having some the objects. So you can identify the objects in any business. If it is a bank, you can see the customers, you can see the employees, you can see the computers. Okay. So these are all talking to each other, having some set of attributes and the behaviors. Customer has a name, age, and gender, date of birth, address, contact information. Banking employees has the name, age, branch, gender, date of birth, okay, designation, responsibilities, and the behaviors. Customer has a behavior for the account creation, account, uh, hmm, opening an account, or depositing, withdrawing, applying for the loan, applying for the uh, a credit card. All these are the behaviors of the customer. Banking employees behavior will be creating an account, you know, process the loan, process the credit cards, give the banking statements, okay, talking to the customers, helping them with their queries. All that will be the behaviors of the banking employees. And it varies based on the designation. For the manager, for the cashier, and the help desk people, it varies based on the designation. But they have set of behaviors. And then the banking employees will also do their work on the computers which is having the banking application. Okay, the computer has some configuration, it has the application, banking application installed, and then they log in that, okay, and operate on those machines. Okay, so like that, you can take any business. You go to the insurance company, you have the customers, you have the help desk people, you have the staff over there, okay, you have the insurance policies. So these are the objects. Okay, physically you can see those objects. Customers you can see, insurance employees you can see, the policies you can see, the policy documents, all that. Okay, what it contains. You will take the policy, you will apply for the policy, you will take the policy, you will pay the policy. Okay, so you can take any business, any business. You go to e-commerce, you go to e-commerce, you go to you go to e-commerce, you go to e-commerce, you have different products. You have different products on the e-commerce website, right? So you have the people to help, chatbots for your queries. You have the physically available products. Maybe on the application you may see the virtually, but it's a physically available product shown in the photos. Okay, it has some features, it has some functions. So there are customers, there is application, there are products. These are all the objects having set of properties and behaviors, talking each other to run the e-commerce business. If it's an insurance company, there's customers, there are policies, there are insurance employees talking each other to run the insurance business. If it is banking, there are customers, there are employees, there are computer applications with the computers talking each other, communicating each other to run the banking business. So object-oriented programming is something that any business it'll treat as the objects having some set of properties, having some set of behaviors, talking each other, communicating each other to run as a business, to run as a company. Okay, so that's where the object-oriented programming language came into picture, derived as a programming language with these concepts, okay, as an object, as an encapsulation, as a polymorphism, abstraction, as a class, inheritance. All these concepts they have derived in order to build the object-oriented programming language using these concepts. So these are the OOPS fundamental concepts to build any application using object-oriented methodology. Using object-oriented methodology. Okay. So what is object-oriented methodology? How it looks like, how it looks any business. That's all I explained you till now. That's all I explained you till now. Okay. So they identify the objects, they identify the properties of the objects, they identify the behaviors of the objects. Okay. And how do they communicate all that? They identify the tasks and the operations, and then they build the applications using the concepts of the OOPs, which are the object, which are the class, inheritance, encapsulation, abstraction, and polymorphism. Okay. So this is all about object-oriented programming language. I believe I can ensure that, okay, the object-oriented programming concept, is never been explained like this. You can go and check with anyone. You verify the books, you attend any of the sessions wherever you want. I challenge. Now, why Python? Why Python? Why it is trending? Why people are more interested on learning Python? Because it is an open source, because the syntax is pretty much easy compared to any other programming language like C, .NET, C Sharp or Java. Very minimal syntaxes. It looks more like, plain English. No semicolons, no colon, no, commas, all that in every instructions, no curly brace, open curly brace, close curly brace. Not much syntax. It goes just a plain English instructions with a tab spaces. Okay, with a tab. You give first instruction with one tab, second instruction with two tabs. It understands that, okay, it's a structure. If you write all the statements with the same indentation with no tabs, it understands that it is a one block of code. You don't need to put a semicolons, you don't need to put curly braces to say that it's a block of code. It's a statement ending and it is a statement beginning, all that. Okay, so it has a very minimal syntaxes. It's a very minimal syntaxes. It looks like plain English, and then, okay, it's pretty easy to any programming language what is right now in the market. Either the object-oriented programming language like C, C Sharp, .NET. Okay, C++, not C, C++, C Sharp, .NET, Java. Okay, or any interpreted languages like, PHP or JavaScript. Okay, so compared to any other programming languages, Python is pretty much easy to learn, easy to read, easy to write. Okay, and the capabilities of Python is, is immense. Okay, uncountable capabilities. You can develop any programming, any kind of application. So it can be a console application, it can be your web application, it can be a REST API, okay, which can be exposed by your any application across the internet. Okay, you can develop web mobile application, you can develop games, you can do data science, data engineering, big data stuff. Okay, you can do the machine learning, you can develop the machine learning models, artificial intelligence models, cloud development services. You can write Lambda services, you can write, wherever the cloud development services require the programming languages, all the places, whether it is Azure, okay, Azure data engineering services, or the, AWS Lambda services, wherever it is, Python has a ready available modules to support those, to support those applications, So it has a lot of scope, it has a lot of capabilities, immense support with their readily available libraries of Python. Okay, that is the reason, and moreover, it is platform independent. Platform independent. That's what we explain. You can write your program, on the Windows, you can run on Windows, you can run on Linux, and you can run on Mac. That's what we do. Okay, till now, whatever we develop on Windows, we deploy on Linux. We don't compile and we don't do anything. If it is C#, you need to compile and put wherever you develop, it should be same platform where you deploy. If it is either, if you develop a Java application, it should be the same. Okay, not Java, C#.NET. Okay, for the Java, it is JVM. Okay, JVM makes it independent. Like C++, .NET, like platform dependent programming languages. If you compile on your Windows, if you deploy where you develop, it should be the same thing on the deployment server also. Okay, the platform should be same. But if it is Python, you can develop on Windows, you can install you can run on Linux. Okay, so that's how it's platform independent on any OS. Okay, I will tell something like this. This is computer 4. Let's write this as Linux. Okay, Intel P4 processor. Let's write it as Linux. Okay, so it won't uh, it won't bother you. You can develop on any operating system, whichever is comfortable, and you can run on any operating system with whatever hardware configuration. Okay, so that's the feasibility. And on top of all this, it's a open source. It's an open source. The Python programming language, it's an open source. You can just download your Python framework, install the Python, write your applications whatever you want, run the applications wherever you want. Okay, that's the feasibility. It's an open source. It's a platform independent. It has a huge amount of capabilities to develop any sort of applications. That's the reason the Python is most trending, is most demanded right now, and it will be in the demanding. Okay, because that data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the other things are how much it is growing day-to-day basis, and you'll keep listening. You keep, I believe you're listening a lot about the ML, AI, and data science related real-time applications in our day-to-day life. Okay, that's the reason Python is most trending now. Most trending now. And we should be learning the Python programming language without any doubt at any point of time. Right now in the IT industry, it's been asked either the ETL developer, Java developer, or whoever it is, cloud developer, are a big data guy, okay, are a ML engineer, are a engineer, they have to learn the Python. So that's the reason Python is very much trending, very much required for, okay, for the developers, for the data guys, for the cloud guys in the current IT industry. Okay. Now, where the Python is used, I explained this already in the previous slide. It's been used in the console applications, web applications, data science, machine learning, okay, automation testing, data visualization. It has, as it's an open source, it has readily available standard libraries for us. Okay, so it's a portable language. Okay, these are the features, these are the scope, these are the applications. Okay, possible applications with the Python. That's the reason we are here to learn Python. Okay, to learn Python. Now, this is the Python installation links provided here. Okay, we'll be uploading the session, the recorded video, this material, this links as well. Just go to just there are two things here for the Python installation. If it is Python standalone installation, you can go to the Python R and download the Python based on your operating system, whether it is Linux, Mac or Windows. If it is Windows, it's a Windows. If it's Mac. If If it's Linux, it's Linux. And then just download that. Okay, you'll be shown as links. Just download and install that. I provided the links here. Okay, this is the direct download link. You can click on this and then install it. Okay, because we are going to practice Python using Anaconda Jupyter, you can download the Anaconda distribution. This is the Anaconda, Anaconda distribution. Okay, this is Anaconda distribution download link with the stars. I provided the stars here. This is a star. This is the star. That means it's a direct link. It's a direct link. You can download it directly, the Anaconda distribution, and install it. It comes with the Python installation along with the Anaconda. So if you install Anaconda, it installs the Python version as well. The recent supported version, maybe the recent supported version for the Anaconda could be 3.11 or 3.12. So when you download the Anaconda, it looks like this. If you install this, you don't need to install Python. It installs the Python as well. It installs the Python as well. But if at all you don't want to use Jupyter, you want to install only Python, then this is the link. But as a practice, as a Python fundamentals practice, we will not be practicing with the PyCharm or VS Code. A shell, a shell-based Python, a shell-based Anaconda Jupyter is very good to practice the Python core fundamentals, a small code snippets. That's the reason. Okay, that's the reason we go with Anaconda Jupyter to practice the Python basic fundamentals, basic programming elements. Okay, that's why you install Anaconda. Which will come with Python inbuilt in the Anaconda distribution list. You just install that for now. No need to install Python standalone. Just download this and install. Okay, after some time, we will install PyCharm and VS Code as and when we go in the training, like when we start the OOPS. That's where we require the PyCharm, because in order to create the list of files, project, and communicate each other, one project to another project, import modules, packages, all that, that is possible with the PyCharm and VS Code only. Okay, but running the code, small code snippets with a shell-based programming, shell-based execution is possible with the Anaconda Jupyter. So for now, for next 10-15 sessions, we will be doing with the Anaconda Jupyter only. So install the Anaconda distribution. That will install the Jupyter, that will install Python, and it will also have the Jupyter as well to run the Python code snippets. Okay, so don't worry, this material also will be uploaded for you along with the something like this, which I already have shown. Sorry. Something like this. Okay, there is the installation stuff here provided. I am directly providing here. Okay, so you directly just install this Anaconda. No need to install. You can install PyCharm, all these things, but it will not be useful until next 10-15 sessions. You don't require. For now, for the next session, you just install Anaconda 3. This one. That is enough. Okay. Going further after 10-15 sessions, then we'll install the PyCharm. Okay, PyCharm. This is Python standalone installation, which is not required right now, which is required when you do not use Anaconda. If you directly, if you directly want to develop some projects with the PyCharm or VS Code, then you can install Python standalone and PyCharm or the VS Code. Right now, we are installing Anaconda, so you don't need to install Python standalone. Just install Anaconda. Okay, Anaconda 3. Okay, like this, the material also, the course curriculum and the introduction also, what we have done today will also be given it for you. There is a course curriculum as well, which have been shown in the yeah, this is the course content. Yeah, So this is the course curriculum. Okay. So what and all will be covered. So even this also will be uploaded for you. The course curriculum presentation also will be uploaded for you. Okay. And the FAQs, all that we have. It's a demo one. It contains the course curriculum and the FAQs, all that. Let it be. So we'll upload this recorded session. We'll upload this course curriculum. We'll upload the introduction stuff. Okay, introduction first session today. And we'll also upload the installation downloadable package directly. Okay, either you can click on these links, download, install, or you can directly take from the installation zip and then download on your machine. Okay, so provided you have the Windows machines. If it is Mac or the Linux, you download yourself from this link based on your machine and then install Anaconda. Okay. If it is Windows, it's already been there here in the material. Okay. In the material. Yeah. In the material, it's already been there for the Windows. Okay. Just take this and download. So the assignment for today is I want you to explore yourself. What is a procedural programming language? What's a functional programming language? And what's a scripting language? So what do we mean by this? And what are the examples of this? And what's meant by platform dependent and platform independent programming languages and the examples of them? And why and how Python is multi-platform language. So all these things you should be explored by the next session. Before you come to the next session, you should be explored this. Okay. And so today what we have learned what's a program offering, its brief introduction about me and Raj Cloud Technologies and how do we train the Python development program, okay? And the basics of the programming language. What is meant by the programming language? What's a compiled programming language? What is a interpreted programming language? What is a low level programming language? What is a high level programming language? What is platform dependent, platform independent? Okay, the capabilities of the Python, the applications of the Python, the scope of the Python, the trending, why the Python is trending, all that we have seen today. Okay, and any questions? I'm done with the sessions. I request all of you to enroll this course and get into the course to see a full-fledged Python development training, a day-to-day practice-oriented, real-time, project-oriented, practice-oriented sessions development program, not a theoretical base program at all. I have shown all the material for you already. No need to explain the same stuff again and again. Okay, I request all of you to see from the next session onwards. That's all from my side. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Yeah. You can ping or you can unmute. I'll also try to make you unmute if possible. Yeah, you can ping any questions or please ping me any questions. Are you able to unmute yourself and talk? Please let me know. I'm unable to unmute. Okay, just a moment. I'm trying. Show the names. Show names. Show video panel.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I only muted now. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Tell me, please.
My question is that where I can get the recording sessions actually?
In the material itself. This is my material which I upload. Okay. So this is a
Okay.
shared drive where I upload. Okay. This materials will be taken and uploaded for you. When you enroll and log in with your credentials in the Raj Cloud
Yeah,
technology,
already enrolled.
yeah. So what you'll see is when you log in, you will see the
Okay.
course what you have enrolled. Say for example, Python Basics, Python Advanced or Expert, what course you have enrolled, you'll be able to see. When you
Okay.
click on this course, okay,
Mm.
when you click on this course, you will be able to see all the sessions like this. Okay, session 1, session 2, session 3 like this. In every session, you will have the material, you will have the, you have the practices, you have the material, you also have the video also, placed in the session. You can click
Okay.
on that video, you can watch like that.
Okay.
Yeah, for every session, they will place a material. The way what I'm showing here for every session, the way I'm putting the material and practice, that entire thing they will keep along with the video. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. For installation purpose, we need to initially we need to install Anaconda, right?
Okay. Yes, that's all. That's all. Only Anaconda. Okay.
Okay. No need
That
to install PyCharm.
no need to install PyCharm. That we will see from the OOPS. We require PyCharm. Right now we don't require. So where
Okay.
are we? Where are we starting OOPS? We're starting OOPS somewhere 18 session. So
Okay.
until 18 session we don't require PyCharm.
Got it. Directly it is going to double click on that. Directly it is going to install, right?
Yes. Anaconda directly you can install. You can just download this. Okay. This materials also you should be able to download. Okay.
Okay.
Click on this. Down. You can download this and click on it. It'll just install it for you.
Okay. Okay. Because it is in material itself, right? Because that's why I'm asking.
Yes. It is in material itself. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. In the material itself. Yes.
Now, for enrolled people, now it is already been available, or still we need to get it actually,
No.
these
No.
things.
No. Actually, so this is a batch 1 material. Batch
Okay.
2, they will create as and when session goes. No, they will create
Okay. Okay.
they'll create a batch 2 material and a folder for session 1, session 2, session 3 like that, and
Got it.
they'll be keep on putting the materials and recorded videos for you.
Mm. From the
Okay.
next class, I think on Monday evening, right? 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Uh, yeah, that's what I was asking to the students, many people, which one is comfortable. Okay, so I'm comfortable with evening.
Okay.
Either ways we can try, but I'm just asking, asking the students which time you'll be more comfortable, either the morning or the evening. Evening would be more better for the working people.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it is evening would be good.
Yeah. Also evening only. Yeah. That will be better actually. From morning,
Oh.
because my kids are going to school now.
Yeah, kids
It's very
going to
difficult.
school, working people has to rush to their offices.
Yes.
Okay, all these people. Okay, we'll do it in the evening only, no problems.
Sir, actually, I joined little late to this class. Okay, I mean, my
No
question
problem.
is like, as we discussed, that this is the platform independent, right?
Yes.
Python. Can we run this Python in GOS like mainframes, GOS operating system?
GOS operating system. See, any operating system you should be able to run Python, because Python will have uh, it just need a Python standalone installation. What is that? This one. Okay. Python AMD 60, whatever it is. For which operating system you have the Python installation, that you should be able to download. Say for example, but I didn't see for JOS and mainframes there is a Python. There is a Python for Mac, Python for Windows, with Python for Linux. There is no Python for mainframes. So I don't think so. You have the Python installation is available for the mainframe specifically. Okay, so if you go to Python download, and let me open. Okay, or you can open from the material. This is Python org. This is Windows. Let's remove the Windows and open the stuff. Okay. See here, there is a Python for Windows, like Python for Linux, Python for Mac. Click on the other and check, do you have the mainframe stuff? Python for AX, Python for, IBM, iSeries,
Python for
iPads.
GIS is there.
Yeah. So you click on the
Python for GIS is there above that little.
risk is there, GOS is there.
Yeah.
So so if the particular operating system, if you have the Python installation available, okay, you should be able to run. Okay, so on the home page you always see these three. What is that? Windows, Linux, Mac. Okay, for other operating system, click on others, download based on your operating system installation, and then install it, write your program and run it. That's all. Okay,
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just you just need to say Python, open the terminal. Okay, and just, okay, it's something like this. When I say Python, it comes like this for me. You can run any, you can write the instructions and then execute it. Okay, say I can tell print welcome to Python. Okay, this you'll get to know just to make you clear, okay, how it works on other operating system. In the PyCharm, all these things, you'll not be running on the Linux, right? You'll be working mostly with the terminal. Okay, so you'll be opening a terminal and then running it. On other operating system which supports GUI, that means the user interface, to install PyCharm, to install VS Code, you can always, to install Anaconda, you can always install them and then run it. If the operating system which does not support GUI, which is a terminal based, okay, command based, you can open the terminal, run your programs. Okay, so I just shown one statement, print statement, and you can exit. You can also run something like this, Python. You can give test.py. It runs your program. Okay, so either you get into the Python terminal, Python shell, and then execute your Python instructions, or you just give Python or Python 3 and give your Python file, .py file, it will execute.
This we can use only when we install that Anaconda, right?
No, Anaconda, if you install, you will get the Jupyter. See, I'll show you. Okay, there's something called Anaconda. If you open the Anaconda, once it is installed, you'll be able to see the Anaconda navigator. Okay, I just shown Anaconda navigator, like Anaconda. Okay, you'll be able to see Anaconda navigator. When you open Anaconda navigator, I'll show you. Let it open. Let it get open. It's opening. So when you open Anaconda Navigator, you have, you have Jupyter, all that will be created for you. All that will be like something called Jupyter Notebook. Okay, you can directly click on Jupyter Notebook and open it. Okay, else there is something called Jupyter here, which has already been installed. You can click on it, it will launch it, it will launch for you. And it is a distribution list. Okay, it is a distribution list. It's a distribution list. There's a PyCharm as well. You can click on install, it will install PyCharm. Okay, there's a VS Code as well. You can click on that. Okay, if it is installed already, that's why it is coming as launch. It is not, if it's not installed, it will show as install. Jupyter will install automatically with the Anaconda distribution. So that's why it is showing as launch. Okay. So whatever is required for you, by default, it comes as an installed application, which you can launch directly after opening Anaconda Navigator.
It's kind of app store like
kind of.
application.
Yes, yes, yeah. So you have PyCharm, all these things which are all supported for the, the things which are required for the Python around. Those are all will be here, like, Spider, like, PyCharm Community Edition. Okay, all that. Okay, R Studio, who works with the, who works with the R programming language. So it requires, now what we need to do, we have a Jupyter. There are two ways to open Jupyter. Either you can click on, Jupyter here. It comes. Jupyter Notebook. Or if you open Anaconda Navigator like this, Anaconda Navigator. Okay. If you open up Anaconda Navigator, it opens like this. There is a Jupyter Notebook. You can click on it. It will open. It will launch the Jupyter for you. Okay, like this it opens. Basically, it opens from the C drive. Okay, how we need to open from the D drive, all that you'll get to know from the next session. Okay, so it basically opens, your C drive. Okay, from your desktop. Not the desktop, from the C drive. Basically, the C drive contains documents, downloads, all that. By default, it takes the the operating system where it got installed. Okay, so it opens the Jupyter from that drive. So that right now it's in C drive. Okay, that's where you can see the desktop, documents, downloads, all that. You can open desktop. You can this is a Visual Studio thing. Wait a minute. Saved games, downloads. Is there a test stuff? Yeah, there's a Python scripts. I just created folder just to show. Okay. Okay. So you can. I just created a folder here. You just click on the new and then create a new notebook. Okay, it will be created like this. Okay, here you can write. You can write anything. Like A equal to 10, B equal to 20. Okay, result is equal to A into A multiplied by B. Okay, and print result. Okay, name B is not there because we missed the equal. Okay, just control enter, it executes. Control enter. If you press alt enter, it executes and create a new shell. That you'll be learning from next session onwards. No need to worry. That's what I was telling. Jupyter is a cell-based cell. There is a cell here to execute the code snippet. That's the reason most of the people use Jupyter to understand the Python, core programming elements, the fundamental programming elements. Okay. Yeah. Any more doubts?
In that Anaconda, we have many things, right? Like Watson, Oracle, and everything. What are all those things? Like we can execute anywhere Python. I mean, what are, I mean, in that all the apps applications.
Which one?
If you see Watson is there here, but even
Yeah. Okay. So this is, see, it is specifically for IBM Watson X enterprise ready A platform. So if you're developing something related to A, then Watson X you can use. IBM Watson X. This is specifically for the IBM Watson X.
okay.
Yeah.
So this Oracle cloud infrastructure is like
Where?
beside Watson,
Beside.
Oracle.
Okay. Oracle can be installed anywhere, no?
Okay.
Yeah, the cloud infra. This is, if it is a standalone Oracle, you can have it. If it's a cloud infrastructure, you want to, a cluster. Okay, cloud infrastructure is something like a cluster, right? And it will create a virtual machines, and then uh, virtual machines, and having it as a cloud infrastructure. That's what the cloud infrastructure. The VMs it creates, the nodes it creates, and group it as a clusters. Okay, instead of having on one instance, okay, it'll segregate. It'll actually share the databases, database instance across the multiple servers for the load purpose, all that. But I haven't used the Oracle cloud infrastructure from the Jupyter. Okay, we straight away work with standalone instance of SQL Server or Oracle Server or MySQL Server or the Elasticsearch. Okay, with Elasticsearch we work. Elasticsearch is again the cloud infrastructure. It's a cluster. Okay, so we haven't worked with the I haven't worked with the Oracle cloud infrastructure or Oracle cloud cluster with the Python. I work with the Elasticsearch cluster with the Python. I worked. Yeah. Yeah, but cloud infrastructure is nothing but it's same, whatever it is, it's same. It's cloud. It's whether it is a standalone instance or you want to create a cluster, you can use those kind of cloud infrastructure. It basically creates a VM for you.
Like my doubt is here, like we have so many applications here, like here, right? So that we can use I mean Python in those all applications, right? I mean,
Yes, of course,
I
of
mean
course.
whatever all available here, we can use Python in that. I mean to
Undoubtedly, no,
okay.
undoubtedly. This is minimal. That is coming with Jupyter. That is coming with Anaconda Jupyter. You are thinking, we are using, but this is quite minimal. The the scope is very big. Where is it? Yeah, this is the scope. The scope is very big. You can develop hell lot of different kinds of applications. It can be automation testing. It can be your console applications. It can be your REST APIs, web applications, data visualizations, AI models, ML models, your big data, related code. I mean, the data engineering related code. Okay, PySpark. Okay, METL, ETL libraries, whatnot. You name it, you have it. You want to write Lambda services, you want to write Azure, data engineering related, data engineering related code, okay, for the Databricks, ADF, all those things. You want to write any development services codes, anything you can write using the Python. Python is supported. Scope is very big. What you see on the Jupyter is minimal. They have just Spider, MLA stuff, and what else? Okay, what else? Not much. This is Watson is for AI platform on the IBM Watson. Okay, this is lab. Mm, it's most having the tool stuff. Okay, not the, it's not forecasting the capabilities. Okay, Python tools which you can launch and develop and run the applications. So it's actually giving you the tools to develop and run the application and run the Python applications, right? Python projects. That's what it is giving it for you. It's not giving you the full scope of it. Anaconda distribution is coming with some set of tools which are supported on the different platforms where you can develop and run the applications. Okay, yeah. Any more questions?
Majorly, which tool they are using mostly, like Anaconda, Jupyter, or Python for everyone?
Oh, yeah, in Jupyter, no one will use in the real time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Jupyter is just for a practice purpose. We obviously go and create the projects, right?
Yeah, in
So
real-time projects, I'm asking.
yeah. Real-time projects we do with PyCharm or the VS Code.
Okay.
So till now, from last 5-6 years, I've been using PyCharm only. VS Code, also used for specific purposes. Okay, a few features are there with VS Code which are not there with the PyCharm. But in our training program, we used PyCharm also. We used VS Code also. Until Flask, we used PyCharm. From the Django, we used VS Code. So people will be knowing both. Yeah.
Then performance-wise, coming to the performance-wise, compared to Java, Python is low, right?
Python is
Performance-wise, it is bit low, right? Compared to
correct.
Java.
Correct. All interpreted languages are
Because it is a line-by-line execution.
line by line execution, and
That one I
every
thought.
time, yes, and every time it has to execute.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Dynamically executed.
Yes, dynamically executes. Correct.
Mm.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Hi, David. This is Mohan. I'm
Yeah.
Albert.
Yes, Mohan.
Yeah, just I want to know this Jupyter Notebook and Jupyter Lab. May not just difference with basic. See?
Huh. I haven't used Jupyter Lab. Till now, we used only Jupyter Notebook.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Jupyter Lab is also, as far as I remember, okay, from many of the students. Okay, it's a similar kind of stuff. Okay. Where there is one extra feature that it's an interactive style of doing. I haven't launched. Okay, you can try it.
Okay. This notebook part, I heard some notebook share data like files and notebook. Notebook means is it? Do you have any idea how they are sharing through the data?
Do you have? Do you have?
Yeah, I heard that. That's the reason I have.
No, no. Can you come again? I didn't get your question. Last two sentences.
Yeah, this notebook is there, right? So we are sharing data like with files, Excel files, CSV files, JSON files like that, right?
Okay.
Same like notebooks also, can we share the data?
We can share. We can share. See, I'll show you. See, this is the first file we created, right?
Okay.
Okay. So when you save it, what happens? This is untitled. See, what is it coming? When I click on untitled one, I'll just cancel. And okay, IPython notebook.
Oh.
Okay, IPyNB. And in all our materials also, until we use Jupyter, yeah, we are in the right place. So this is material. So what is the first one? Data types is the first one. Okay. Go here. So you can see here data types practice IPyNB.
Okay.
Okay. Like that. Like you can see anything, functions. Functions practice 3 IPyNB. Like that.
Okay. Then real time wise, data, where we can exactly, do you have, did you get a chance to use these notebooks as a data, like real time data?
No. Notebooks is to just to understand Jupyter. We use during this training program to practice the fundamentals, like what are the data types, what are the how to write functions. Okay,
Oh,
what are the lists, dictionaries, all that. When
yeah.
you start creating project, say from oops onwards, you start creating projects. Okay, like the sample projects for the banking applications, all that. Okay, that's where you start using PyCharm. That's where you start using mm, you know start using uh, uh, VS Code to create the project stuff. In the Jupyter, you will not be able to create the project because it's a shell-based programming. Okay,
Okay.
here,
No, actually, recently I got one requirement in my project.
okay,
That's why I'm asking. I'm new to this. I
okay, okay.
have
You will develop projects with the PyCharm and VS Code, not with the Jupyter. Jupyter is just to run small code snippets.
no, it's not related to Jupyter. I heard that they are getting the data from Node. I need to develop some Power BI reports.
From
That's
from the notebook you're telling?
yeah, from notebook I'm getting some data.
No,
Uh,
no problem.
somewhere other than this Jupyter, somewhere we use these notebooks.
No. Wait. Your requirement is completely different. That you will get the data in the notebooks. Means it's a text files, not this Jupyter notebooks. This is the Jupyter notebook. You will not get the data in the Jupyter notebook. Jupyter is notebook is meant for the interactive Python shell-based programming. Okay, you will get the data in the notebooks. That means it's a text file, normal text file. Okay, what I mean is this one.
No, they clearly mentioned .mb only. Okay, no issues.
Dot dot
That might be the different sources.
okay,
Uh,
nb. Okay,
yeah,
then okay. So even if it is nb, okay, or it is a WordPad, or it is a Notepad, or it is a PDF file, whatever it is, those are all the text files, right? Obviously,
yeah,
okay, but undoubtedly those are not the Jupyter
yeah. I
notebooks.
understand.
Okay,
So
those are the text files. So
oh,
text files Python has a uh, Python has Python supports opening the files and reading the data. Okay,
mm,
you just open the file with the file module. Okay, with the file function, give the path of the file and what mode you want to read, either read write or just read, what mode. You will get the file uh, head or file address. Okay, you can loop through the file cursor. You basically get the file cursor when you open a file. You just write open function, give your file name and mode. It'll give you the file cursor. Okay, you just need to something like this. Just write file. Okay, open. Okay, give your path of the file
yeah,
and give it a mode. Okay, whether it is read or write. Okay, or read write, whatever it is.
okay.
Okay, it will give you a file cursor. Okay, you can just tell, okay, lines is equal to file dot read lines. You will get all the lines. Okay, otherwise you want to loop for line in file in file dot read lines.
If I don't know the number of lines, I can go for
Yeah,
this.
just go through line by line, and you want to do something line by line. You want to add something, manipulate something, do
Okay,
some formatting, do some processing.
mm,
Just do that like that. Okay,
great.
any file you can open.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, if it is specific one which is not supported, then it'll have some custom libraries. But usually PDFs, WordPad, Notepads, all these things you can directly open like this.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Got it.
yeah, that'll be
Yeah, hi.
extensive for other joiners who joined today.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, we'll
I
see.
need some. I
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, yes, tell me.
Actually, I need to ask about the timings. Means, you said that 7 to 9. Is it possible that 8 to 10? Because might be we have to go to office alternate
Okay.
days, and the meetings lasted for around 7 to 8. So for that day, maybe I will miss the class. So is it
Okay.
possible that 7 to 9 instead 8 to 10?
Okay. Then we need to work out both ways, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll try to sort out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think here we have many people with the evening. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll try to sort out to take few sessions like this, few sessions like that, or something that way. Okay.
Okay.
I'll discuss.
And
But anyhow, uh, from the second batch onwards, you don't get any problem. The reason behind is we have readily available set. Everything is
mm,
everything is pretty much readily available. Live sessions also will be keep on going on for you. The materials will also be there for you readily available. Okay. If at all you miss anything, any session, okay, you can go through that session, and of course, you can join whenever I have morning sessions. You can join, ask any doubts until the sessions what we have done. Okay.
uh,
Okay. Something that sort. I'll make everyone to make you comfortable. So the sessions
or
will be keep on going on the major topics, on the doubts, on the projects, on the interview questions. So you can keep joining and take your, keep going, keep going through the major topics, asking your doubts, all that.
or any weekend batches is going on, means any planning to for the weekend batches?
No, 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 no weekend batches.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it'll be hectic.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. And the last question,
And the and the
like,
reason and the reason for the weekend batches is, see here. At least if you even if you remove HTML, CSS, JavaScript, 35, 40 sessions,
mhm,
you still have 50 sessions. 50 sessions,
mm,
how, we cannot complete in weekends.
okay.
Even if you take 10 weekends also, okay, you will not
Mhm.
be able to finish those many weekends. So that's the reason. We'll try to possibly, if after stabilizing 2, 3 batches, the weekday
Mhm.
batches, we will bring the weekend batches slowly, not right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you segregated this course like a basic and advanced like that.
correct,
So
correct.
till what you are covering in the this beginner course?
Okay. Yeah. So the beginner course will have all Python fundamentals, all Python programming fundamentals, okay, and the
Mhm.
database basics of Python programming fundamentals of 35 to 40 sessions, okay, and
Okay.
database basic sessions of 10 to 20 sessions, and GitHub, and a project with Python and MySQL, okay. Till here you will get. So 35 to 40 sessions of Python, 10 to 20 sessions of the database basics, and GitHub 2, 3 sessions. You will get around 60 to 70 sessions you will get per Python basics. Okay.
So you also covering oops in the this basic
Yes, yes,
also.
yes, yes. Of course, I'll show you
Okay.
the. Of course, I'll show you the curriculum. Did I
Mhm.
open the curriculum? Let me open the curriculum. Let me see. Do you open? Yeah, there's the curriculum. Not here. Okay, I think here only the curriculum. No. Let me open. I'll show directly the material only. See here. See here. This is data types, okay, and
Okay.
functions, strings, operators, control statements, working with collections, oops, okay, modules, packages, exception handling, generators, multi-threading, multi-processing, okay, and then debugging, GitHub, Python, MySQL projects, all that till we have 37.
Okay.
So all this is part of around 40 sessions are part of Python basics program, and also database basics you will get from Raj directly. It will not be live. You'll get it as a complimentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what knowledge required for this OOPS you're taking in the Python? Means
Nothing.
there should.
Nothing.
So you are going to.
It's yeah. See, you have seen the session from where
Mhm.
we're starting.
So I mean, you are going to cover through the sketch for the OOPS also, because OOPS mostly many language not aware who's not working on with the Java.
Correct. So see, we are starting from what is Python. So
Ah.
so it will be for the people who starts from scratch without knowing anything.
Mhm.
Okay, no worries.
Because database people do not aware about this OOPS language
Oops,
concepts.
language. Correct. No worries. No worries. So we are starting from the introduction. What is programming language? So from there we are starting, right? So it will be there
Okay.
from very beginning. Okay. We have also understood what is low level, what is high level, what is it. Even if you see here, okay, look at here. We are learning first data types, and then we are learning strings, learning operators, plus, minus, okay, all the operators. Then the control statements, if, else, for, all, while, or loop, and then collections like list, dictionary, set, tuples, all that. And then we are going to write the oops. Okay, what is object, what is class, all that. Okay.
Okay.
I'll also show you the material if you require. I think I've shown the material already in the previous. Only practices. Their material is also there. Just a moment. Is it missed or something deleted? Okay. I think something wrong. Just a moment. There's a material. Full stack training. Modules, packages, generators, logging. Object-oriented programming. Okay, there's a clear material for object-oriented programming for you. It starts from very basic. What is object-oriented programming? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there, very clear material. Everything it's there with samples, multiple inheritance. Okay, so different hybrid inheritance, everything with the examples, with the code, with the project, everything. Okay, this is encapsulation concepts also.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's there from very beginning and the
Okay.
assignment.
Got it.
Okay,
Okay.
no
Got it.
worries.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because first batch we told 3 months, it went 6 months. Because the reason is I wanted to give best the materials, because I don't want to spend again and again, and students also doesn't want to spend again and again. Once they go through this material and run and execute the practices, that's it, done. Yeah, any more questions?
Like with this knowledge, can we complete the certifications in advanced level and everything, like after completing this entire course?
Advanced level, I mean the Python developer certifications you can clear, Aram, say no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can clear. And advanced certifications, which one?
I mean the Python, I mean to say.
Yeah, Python developer certifications you can clear, because the program itself is a certified program. This is the content what we have for Python expert. It's a certified okay, it's a certified
No.
developer program. from Microsoft, any sponsor for Python developer certification, you can, you'll be able to clear it. And moreover, okay, moreover, we'll not be covering only Python. That's what I'm telling again and again. If you look at the course content, see, we are covering version Git, GitHub, database. We're covering unit testing. We're covering, deploying into Linux. See, all these things are not part of Python, but we are covering so that the people should be able to develop projects once they get into their jobs. If you don't know the database, how do you develop projects? If you don't know the version controls, how to manage your code, if you don't know how to write the unit test case for your code, if you don't know how to deploy, then just by learning Python, it won't make you as a developer. Okay, software developer. People expect, the companies will expect developer, software developer, not Python developer. Okay, not Java developer or not .NET developer. It's just a programming language. But you should be knowing the database, you should be knowing the version controls, you should be knowing unit testing, you should be knowing the deployments, all this stuff around your programming language to develop the applications, and you should be knowing all the tools. What are we covering? Okay, what and all tools are required for the Python development, Python, installation, all that. So these are the things we should be knowing. This, PyCharm, VS Code, Postman to test the REST APIs, Git, GitHub, MySQL, Linux, Nginx, Unicorn. These all we should be knowing. Then only it will be helpful.
Okay, you are covering Postman and everything. Tools also.
Everything. Yeah. Flask is a REST API. How do we test REST API? We need a REST client. Postman is a REST client. We have to use it. There is no other way. Yeah. Any more questions? I think we have exceeded more than 30-40 minutes. Any more questions?
So tomorrow, what time you have? Same timing, right? I mean, class would be like...
No tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday, no.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So Monday we'll have. We'll inform. Okay. So we'll plan in such a way. Few sessions we'll plan in the morning, few sessions in the evening, something like that, so that people will not miss from both the sides. Okay. Because we already have entire sessions, entire materials, entire recorded videos readily available. And parallelly, we'll be having the live sessions as well on the major topics, doubt sessions, interview, projects, and the interview sessions, all that. Okay, some of the sessions we'll manage in the morning, some of the sessions we will manage in the evening. I think that will work for everyone, right? Yeah. Any more questions?
So Monday, what time? Like Monday, we have like class or like?
Yeah, Monday we'll have the class. We will have the class.
Same time or like?
We'll inform you. Okay. We'll inform you. Mostly, most of the people are asking evening. Okay, some of the people are asking morning. We'll see how many people are there, morning preference. Based on that, we'll plan how many sessions for morning and how many sessions for evening. Okay. Got it? Any more questions? And someone asked Jupyter Lab, right? Jupyter Lab is something you can also allow the students to, you can create a group in the Jupyter Lab. Someone asked this question. I forgot to tell. You can create a group. Okay. It's a cloud. It's kind of you can create a group for the students. You can give, you can place the materials in the Jupyter Lab itself. Everyone will be able to access. You can share across the students group, all that. Okay. In the Jupyter Notebook, you do not have all that. In the Jupyter Lab, I think we have all those features. Okay. I just remember from this. Yeah. Any more questions? Yeah. So Jupyter Lab is used for that. For a group of people in order to manage the materials, manage the, practice, see the track, all that. So Jupyter Lab is used. Any more questions? Are we good to close? Are we good to close? Yeah. If no questions, I'll wind up today for now. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. I see you from the next session onwards. So happy learning. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.